Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come on today because I'm feeling a few messages coming through. I'm going to talk about the eclipses, and then I'm also going to talk about the New Earth Collective and where we're sitting. I wanted to just give this message of just reassurance because I know many starseeds and light workers are confused right now with directions and what's calling, and there's a lot of clearing going on at the moment as well, and confusion. I hope these messages will help you on your journey and wherever you're at this time. So, we are now in the eclipse window, and the eclipse portal is so powerful, but especially this year with the full moon, the super full moons, and the eclipse, the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. You're now in this gateway of change and transition, and there's some big life decisions that we're being called to make at this time. There's a karmic rebalancing happening. There's a closing of karmic relationships in your life as well, if you are going through relationship dynamics and changes. But there is a balancing of the scales, and where you've been playing too small, Spirit is calling you to now step out into the next part of your journey. And eclipses can be shocking for some souls. They can be like tower moments because, this is where the universe steps in during eclipse season. It says, okay, if you've been in your comfort zone and you're not aligned with where you're meant to be and where your soul wants to take you and what you've contracted to do in this lifetime, you might get a jolt where you're pushed out of that reality to get you on the right trajectory to meet your destiny, basically. And you will know that. You will know that deep inside but you don't know how to make the jump. That's when the universe comes in, gives you a hand, gives you a helping hand to get you off the timeline that you're on and into the timeline that you're meant to be. So they can feel shocking. It can really shock your nervous system. Everything can be like the rug can be pulled from under your feet. But when you look back, you realize that that was exactly what you needed because, you know, maybe you were not able to take the step yourself. And so spirit kind of helped you and pushed you out of your comfort zone to help you make that step. So it can be a spiral effect where everything is out of control and you feel like the ground is shaking beneath your feet, and everything is shaken in your world, but it's all shaken up, and if everything falls apart to fall together in a new way. So everything falls apart to fall together in a new way. And when you look back, you'll realize why it had to fall apart to fall together in the new way, aligned with where you're meant to be, aligned with your true self. You're aligned with your destiny and your dharma and your soul calling and the souls that you're meant to meet and your soul family and your community, and the ego death that you have to go through, and the healing that you need to do to clear and let go of the templates of poverty, consciousness, lack mentality, and the old belief systems and the generational patterns that we've carried that we're letting go of, and any, past life curses or contracts that we, unconsciously assigned to. We're clearing so much for our ancestors as well. We're clearing a lot of childhood wounding. And I'm going to be doing a lot of work in the coming weeks and months with that as well, because we have to go diving deep into the childhood wounds to clear some deep abandonment wounds at this time. So these eclipses are powerful, and I'm sure you're feeling the effects of them, and they will be causing a lot of confusion. But it's not to run from them. It's not to run from your emotions at this time, but it's to sit in your emotions, sit in anything that's coming up for you at this time, and be with it and be with it. Feel it to heal it. You have to feel it to heal it. So I recommend in this gateway to create some space for silence, to go into hermit mode. To look at where you need balance in your life, what's out of balance in your life, because when all parts of the self are in balance, we are then in total alignment with source. So health may have come up for you in September, maybe your routines that you need more of. Maybe you need to look at more self-care practices, maybe your spiritual life is out of balance and you need to align more with your spirituality and what you're here to do. Maybe your voice was not being expressed, so you need to find ways to express your voice or channel your energy in new ways so it's moving and flowing. So much would have come up for you in September. We are now out of Virgo season, so we're now into Libra season. Libra season is all about the scales of justice. The scales, the karmic scales are rebalancing at this time. So you're still going to be purging, releasing, letting go. That's going to continue. And I keep talking about December as the climax, like it's an explosion of energy. 2024 climax, we're going towards the climax. And when I close my eyes, I just see an explosion of energy. And we're going to be in the pyramids for 1212, where we will be bringing in the harmonic unity grid, the galactic harmonic unity grid, this new template, this new blueprint of freedom, expression, alignment with our true selves, and also calling in our galactic heritage and activating our DNA. So we're bringing in this light. We're going to be inside the pyramids. We are blessed to be in there for 1212. But I see this explosion of energy, and I see the energy coming down and going across the earth grids into the pyramids. It's going to be all the pyramids on the planet being activated, our DNA awakening at a whole other level. So, if you're guided to join us for that trip. It's going to be incredible. And we've got it all to ourselves on 12/12 for, 2 hours of ceremony of a meditation, transmission, DNA activations, and that will take place inside the pyramid. So I'm very excited about that. And just grounding after our Shasta trip before we now prepare for Egypt. But that has been the calling from spirit. So, I've learned to listen deeply and trust where my feet are being called and where I'm being guided to take the community and souls on this journey, because there is a reason why we're called. There's always a reason why we're called. So it's about trust. So if you are in this new space as a new earth, as the new earth collective, and you are in this space of confusion, yet you feel these big changes coming on, yeah, we're all in that space of confusion, yet deeply knowing that there are some shifts that we have to make to align with our soul and where our soul now wants to take us next. So you may be feeling guided, in the next few years. Many of us will become very nomadic in the sense that we will be called to travel. And the reason why we travel is to spread our light codes from place to place. So, I went to Peru, and then I went to Glastonbury, and then I went to Mount Shasta, and now I'm going to Egypt. So what we do when we travel is we're anchoring our light codes, and we're shifting and clearing energy as alchemists, and we're anchoring the new codes into the grids of the earth. So that's how we work with the guides, and that's how we work with Mother Earth. So, this year was a lot of travel for me, and it's a new way of being and a new way of living. Next year, again, a lot of travel, and already the guidance is coming in where I need to be to hold the light. But you are also hearing the call, and you'll be called to different parts of the planet. And you got to trust if you're being guided or you're feeling that you have to move again. For some people, for some souls, it's like, I've just moved and I've got to move again. But that's how our life is going to be. We are here to create the new pathways and forge the new pathways and to show a new model of 5D Earth where you are free to flow, free to be fluid like water and move around the planet from place to place, and where your heart calls you, where your guides are calling you, where Mother Earth is calling you. So you're working in co-creation with them, and you're showing a new model of living your life in freedom, in passion, in joy, in self-reliance, in your sovereignty, in your independence, and not stuck and trapped in an old system, the old paradigm of, slave to the system where you work 9 to 5 and you pay your taxes, and we still have to pay our taxes, we're here on earth, and then you have to buy a house and you have to buy a car and you've got the mortgage around your neck for the next 25 years of your life. We're leaving that system because that doesn't necessarily bring us happiness. It may work for some people, but it doesn't work for the majority of people. And we're showing a new way of how you can live when you're self-sustaining, self-reliant, and you're free and independent and sovereign in your own self. And this is the model that we are here to now birth, but also to show a new perspective in a new way and new timelines. We're showing the new timelines of how we can be these alchemists living on the planet, living in joy, living in harmony, living in our peace, expressing ourselves, but also sharing our gifts with others and guiding others to also open their awareness towards a new way of being. So more expansion, more growth, and giving ourselves permission to have a new reality and live differently on Earth. So, this is a message for you. If you are in that space that you are feeling the change and you've got to make some changes and you've got to move, yes, yes, yes. Yes, the guidance is that for next year. And I feel the next few months, we're tying up ends, we're tying up loose ends. We're cleaning up, we're purging, we're letting go, physically clearing stuff from our houses, from our minds, our emotions. We're cleaning up. So the purging continues, letting go. We're becoming lighter, lighter in our belongings. We don't hoard any longer belongings and, keep everything for ourselves. It's not about that anymore. It's about service to self. We have our family, but we also have a human family. We have a global community. We have a global family, and those are the souls that we're connecting with at this time, so that we can become this beautiful, expansive family of light. And we build a support system where everyone has someone. Everyone has got someone, and everyone has like this hub of high frequency where they can go to just to recharge and recalibrate and know that they're not on their own, and they've always got people, souls who understand them, who accept their uniqueness and their quirkiness and who they are as in their truth, where they're not judged, for who they are, and there's no competition, but there's just love and soul family, love and connection and unity and authenticity and integrity and transparency. And that's the communities that we're building at this time. And these are the spaces that we're moving into. So trust what you're feeling. The message I want to give is take one step at a time. If you try and think too much into the future, then it can feel really daunting, and it can feel very overwhelming, and it can shock your nervous system. So please don't do that. Take one step. Like if you've heard you need to take the step, listen deeply and say, okay, I need to take this first step. And when I take the first step, then the next step will be shown to me. And then I'll make the jump for the next step. And then the next step will be shown. And I'll take the next step. But it's not to like, okay, I need to be there and I need to let go of everything here. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it in stages. And I feel this message is really important, that no one is asking you to just completely jump. You do it in stages, you do it at your own pace, but you make sure that you do it in the sense that you are moving into these new timelines, because these are your opportunities to get into alignment with your soul and your future and your fulfillment and your wish fulfillment and your destiny and your dharma and your, soul's highest calling and your highest expression on the earth, to experience your highest joy, and your freedom and your flow, and being fluid like water and flowing with the energies, because you're starting to become one with the cosmos. So as the cosmos dances and flows, so do we, because we're part of that. So we're no longer resisting that. We're one with it. And then that energy also carries us. It takes us like the ocean. You're not a drop outside the ocean. You are part of the ocean. So imagine when you get back into the ocean, and you're not this little drop on your own, but you are the ocean, and the ocean is taking you, and the power of the ocean is driving you and guiding you to where you're meant to be in the next steps of your journey. So you've got this massive quantum cosmic force that is with you. Your guides are with you, they're here supporting you. And it's just so beautiful. So I'll tell you a story about me. I was away for just before I left for my nephew's wedding. We went to Tenerife for his wedding, and it was absolutely beautiful. But the week before, we had a lightning storm here in London. Like, it was big. I mean, we felt like it was just huge. I've never seen anything like it. And out of the entire London, my skybox, so my Wi-Fi was frazzled, like it got hit. And the Sky people, those are the broadband people that I use. And they said, well, come we can come tomorrow. But I was obviously flying to Tenerife. So I said, okay, come when we're back. So he came the morning after we got back at 3 a.m. in the morning. We got back, so he came at 9 a.m. in the morning. And he came to fix our skybox. He said, yeah, it's completely gone, like it's dead. And he said, it's the only one in all of London that's gone like this that I know of. And I thought that was really funny because, I was going to get on here and do some videos before I left for the wedding. We'd just done a massive like retreat in Mount Shasta, which was really high energy. And Spirit was like, no, you're not working. You're not going to work in August. You're not going to work in September. You're going to go and have fun. You're going to be in joy. You're going to be in celebration. You're going to just float. And all I kept seeing was like a Buddha. And the guides were saying, just float in this new energy. Just hold space and just hold the energy and just be this Buddha and just float, because you're being delivered to new timelines and a new vibration. And we don't want you to interrupt or interfere with what's happening on a cosmic level. So I took my foot off the gas, and which is why you haven't seen me. But I'm back now, and I still haven't got full Wi-Fi. Like, we've tried to put these adapter sockets in and these extenders, but it's still not getting to the place where I do my work. So we're almost there. We're almost back to full power, but not quite. But I've got enough to do these videos. So there you go, right? So that's the universe. When you think about the love and the support, um, and how they're looking after us, it's really heartwarming because you're one with them. And if they don't want you to work, then you won't work, right? But they're taking care of you because they're trying to get you to recalibrate your nervous system, recalibrate and refill and recharge your energy field, to go and have fun. So we have to have that balance of work and play. If we have too much work, that makes, Jack, what is the saying? Jack is a dull boy. Makes too much work makes Jack a dull boy, something like that. It's a classic saying. But it's so true. Like, if we just work, 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 work all the time, then we're not having fun. Then there's just this heaviness, right? And it all becomes very laborious and heavy. And we have all these responsibilities, and we just feel the weight, and we don't then float in these higher vibrations of joy. So it's about the balance of light and dark. You do your work, you do well, you do your best, and then you go and have fun, and then you enjoy your time, and you enjoy the earth, and you do things for yourself, and you take care of yourself, and then you do that in balance. So as we move into the higher vibrations, it really is about that. It's about this figure 8. You've got to recharge, and then you give out, you recharge, and then you give out. It's about reciprocity, receiving and giving, giving and receiving. And it's becoming so clear. This message in my life has become so clear, because in the old paradigm, we would just give, 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 get empty, get burnt out, give all of ourselves, self-sacrifice, be the martyr, give, 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 to places sometimes where your energy was not valued, not reciprocated, where you're not seen, and you're just investing, investing, investing in places where you just weren't appreciated and loved for what you were giving. But now it's like, no, hang on a minute. It's more about self-love, that I will give to spaces where I'm received, where the energy is reciprocal, where I'm investing energy, but they're also investing in me. So this balance, it's got to be this balance. And this is where we're moving into. So this is a new energy where you thrive, but I also thrive. We both thrive, and then we can both keep continuing to expand into these new energies, but not from a place of, I'm depleted and I put you on a pedestal. I've done that, and it's not fun because I've ended up on the floor, depleted, depressed, tired, burnt out, got nothing to give, and I've helped everyone else, thrive. That's not the way either. So yes, we are here. We are very caring, nurturing souls. We are empaths. We love to serve. We are here to serve. But we're learning that you've got to do it in balance. You've got to take care of yourself and also others, and then everyone thrives, right? So this is the energy of New Earth. So New Earth Collective, yes, we are moving. We are going to be flowing. In the coming years, you will be traveling a lot. Many souls will be traveling a lot. The reason for traveling, I'm not sure if I said this or I said it in my last video, but the reason for us traveling is because we have to spread our light codes across the planet. So, God, I just did a video just before this one. So I don't know if I'm repeating myself in the same video, but I'm just going to very quickly say that I went to Peru this year, and then I went to Glastonbury, then I went to Mount Shasta, and then I'm going to Egypt at the end of the year for our retreat. But what that has done, I've taken the light codes to all these places, and anchored them, worked with Mother Earth, anchoring the energy. So that's what we're doing. Many souls are doing, and many souls are feeling they need to travel now and to be fluid. Trust it, because that is our path. That is what we've got to do in the next coming years, anchoring the new future timelines for humanity on the earth, creating these expanded timelines, showing a new model of life and how we can live and how we can thrive on the planet in new ways. So giving ourselves permission, but as you give yourself permission to live this new life, you're also helping others to, give themselves permission to live in a new way, and showing them to how you can live outside the box and how you can create this new reality for yourself. So we show the way. We are, paving the way. So we show the way, and then others will also make their own paths, and step into their own fulfillments and joys, and look at what doesn't bring them joy and what does bring them joy. So this is really important. This is the phase that we are in. So trust what you are feeling at this time, and just ride these eclipses. They are very potent. Lots of things coming up about, self-value, valuing your gifts and valuing yourself, and leaving spaces where you do not feel valued, where you don't feel respected, where you don't feel seen, where no matter what you do, the people around you don't respect or see you, don't appreciate your time, your energy, your love, where you'll feel used and abused. You have to ask yourselves why you are staying in those spaces, and to just listen to your heart deeper and what your soul needs to thrive. So, I talked about this in the equinox gathering that we did, is that we're not here to carry everyone's stuff anymore. In the old paradigm, we carried everyone's stuff. We felt guilty for everyone's stuff, and we took on the burdens on our shoulders when it wasn't ours to carry. We're not doing that anymore, because as your consciousness expands, you realize that actually it's not mine to carry. Yes, I'm an empath and I'm here to support you, and I'll be there for you and I'll hold space for you, but it's not for me to carry it. And, I've carried it before, and it's become very heavy and responsible, and you're carrying all the burdens and obligations of others. But what you're doing is that you're not helping them to learn the lessons. And we understand as we evolve that as a soul, you experience what you experience to learn and grow. And if we take that opportunity away from souls by carrying it for them, then we're not allowing them to learn their lessons here on earth. And so their soul doesn't then get to grow. So they stay in their comfort zone because you're doing all the work. You're doing all the emotional work for them. Oh my God, my nose is going. The guides are coming in. And you're not here to do all the emotional work. It's about accountability and responsibility, and everyone taking responsibility for their emotions, their choices, their life lessons, and their soul growth. So not mollycoddling, not trying to overprotect people, but allowing them to learn their lessons through their experiences, and knowing when to be discerning, when to step back, and when to step in, when to step back, when to step in. And also from a place of balance, like not carrying the weight, but holding space, feeling everything that they're feeling, knowing what they're going through, because as empaths, we can feel everything. We know what another person's going through. We can feel into their energetic body, and we can sense what they're carrying, but it's not for us to carry it. So this is where you have to learn healthy boundaries, but to step back and say, okay, how can I support you? I know what you're going through, but I can be that light for you, but I'm not here to fix you. I'm not here to fix your problems. I'm not here to fix you. Because when someone thinks that you're here to fix them, then it gives them they can bypass the lesson. And you're not here to bypass the lesson. There's no bypassing here on earth. We have to experience all of it and heal through our life lessons. So that one was coming up for the equinox as well. Okay, emotional accountability, and also accountability for our soul journey. So let's have a quick look at the cards and see what came up. Okay, the first one that came up was Wombat Spirit. to be at home. I highly recommend just coming back into yourselves at this time, being in hermit mode for a while during these eclipses and sitting with yourself at this time to see what's coming up for you and what you need to bring into balance at this time. What needs to be brought into balance? You're coming home to yourself, to your soul, to your sovereignty, to your higher self, to your inner child, to your wounded masculine, to your wounded feminine. You're bringing all of that into wholeness and balance. So see where you need to create space to sit with yourselves and come home to yourselves. This is a time for a deep dive. And yeah, we are taking some deep diving steps at this time because we are being called to take the deep diving, purging, clearing, releasing, cleaning it up the thoughts, cleaning up our emotions, cleaning up our houses, and just diving deep and reclaiming the gifts of our soul, which lie beneath our fears and our shadow and our insecurities and our unworthiness. Underneath all of that lies our soul gifts. So to reclaim our sovereignty, we have to go through all of the darkness to then reclaim the gems of our soul. So like going to the bottom of the ocean, you'll see and experience a lot of turbulence on the way down. But then when you get to the bottom, there's all these jewels at the bottom waiting for you to claim them. So don't be afraid to take a deep dive at this time. Spirit has your back. So, like I was talking about the lightning, Spirit has your back. And when I think about how over time I have been protected in situations and cared for by the guides, it brings tears to my eyes, the amount of love that they have for us. But we have to see the miracles in the situations and how we were helped in times of need. Spirit always has your back. And if we can know that, remember that, and trust that, then we won't have to feel we need to worry so much or be so rigid and controlling over situations. We can surrender more, trust more, and flow more with the energies and with the universe, knowing Spirit has your back. Learn from the past, elephant spirit. Soul lessons, soul journey. The guides were saying if you can look back over your past at this time and see how far you've come, I think that's really important because we can lose sight of how far we've come. Because if we're, especially during eclipses, when we're in the turmoil of change, but at this time, just look back because this is your next jump. This is a massive jump during eclipses to the next part of your journey. So just stop for a second and take stock of how far you've come and notice where you're at this time and what you're experiencing in your life and how much you've grown. Now Spirit is saying, okay, now it's time for the next big jump. So are you ready for these infinite opportunities and the infinite timelines and the possibilities for your soul? Because you're expanding as a being and now you're no longer, to stay in the place that is too small. Like if there's a pool and it's too small for you and you're being called to a bigger pool or a bigger pond, you're not going to stay in the little pond anymore when you've outgrown it. You're going to jump into the bigger pond because that's where you're being invited into. And that is the whole energy of the eclipse. You're being invited into the bigger pond to play with the big fish, to play with the big fish in the big pond. That's the next jump for you. So to trust the jump. And also to celebrate yourself because you're at this stage where you've outgrown your old reality. And now there's a new experience, a new time, and new vibrations, and new souls that you're meant to meet in this next, in the jump, in the big pond. There's so much new experiences that you're here to have in the big pond. So to trust the jump and to trust whatever is being shaken away. And anything that you're letting go of, anything that's falling away from you now, and you may be trying to control, to hold on. No, I want to stay in the little pond, but it's like, no, but you've got this big pond. Why don't you want to go to the big pond? You'll have so much more fun and you'll have so much more freedom and space. So Spirit says, don't hold on so tight. Don't be so rigid. Don't try and resist. Go with the flow and trust where we're taking you at this time. So learn from the past and look back and see all the lessons you've learned and what they taught you through this time. Slow and steady wins the race. So this is what I was saying about the timelines, that you don't have to, take that big jump completely. You do it in stages. You do it in stages. You do it in stages that suit you. So, because you must take care of your nervous system, you don't want to shock your nervous system. But sometimes, if you leave it too long, then the universe steps in, then yeah, you will get a shock to your system because you didn't listen. You weren't listening to spirit and all the messages that were coming, you were holding on for dear life. And then spirit says, okay, enough. You've called this in. Now we're going to move you, okay? Because you're not meant to be here anymore. You should have left this space 10 years ago and you didn't leave this space. Now there's just no more time. Boof. And you get moved. But slow and steady wins the race. So just the most important thing is to keep taking the steps towards the right direction of your soul and where your intuition is leading you. Keep moving, keep flowing, keep stepping forward, one step at a time, and you'll make your destination. Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah, so important. Dolphin spirit, this and that is true. Isn't that true? We have two realities playing out on Earth at this time. We've got the 3D world and the 5D world. So you're seeing all the chaos of the 3D world, all the politics and the wars and everything that's happening at this time. We're seeing the two different worlds, the contrast of light and dark. So this and that is true. 5D Earth is true. Many of us are living in this new reality and we're showing and forging the new pathways of this new reality. And we are living examples of this new reality, but we're also seeing what is happening on Earth. So it's about vibration and where you are in your vibration, that's what you're going to see in your world. So we are healing, clearing, releasing inner conflicts and the inner battles and between our own light and dark to come back into peace. And as we come into peace, we experience the beauty of 5D Earth and the higher vibrations. And this one, take a leap of faith, grasshopper spirit. Yeah. This is what you're being asked to take a leap of faith. Don't stay stuck, don't stay stagnant. Listen to your heart, take one step at a time, but make sure you take that leap of faith because, there is somewhere else you're meant to be. There are souls that you're meant to meet. There's new experiences that you're meant to have. There are, co-creations with souls that you may need that you're being called to create. New members of your soul tribe are coming in, so they are also keen to meet you and greet you and journey together. And also as you travel around the world, if you're being called to travel, you're reclaiming parts of you. So, we've had lifetimes in many parts of the world. And as you land, and I'm sure many of you have experienced this, that as you go to different places on the planet, you'll have this deep knowing that you've been there before, and you may see visions of a past life. Like when I went to Prague and I was standing on, I think it was Charles Bridge, I started to see visions of a past life where I was a German woman, and my husband went off to war in a fighter jet, and he never came back. So all those emotions started to come up as I stood on that bridge, and it was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that, but that's what came up, and so I had to process those emotions. So when you go to certain parts of the planet, your feet remember, your heart remember, your soul remembers, and those lifetimes start to come up. But that's where the healing is. But also other parts where you did your light work, and you will access memories of gifts that you held. So you're reclaiming parts of yourself as you go to these different places to come back into wholeness. So really trust where you are being called, trust that intuitive guidance that's nudging you at this time of where you need to go. I know I'm talking a lot about traveling and going, but this is really the message that is coming through for the New Earth Collective who are being called to travel at this time or to prepare to travel. And this is what we will be doing through the coming years. This is this nomadic lifestyle that we're being called to now anchor in. So where you're fully mobile, and you can be anywhere on the planet and still manage to do your work. Yeah, in such beautiful, loving ways. So it's gorgeous what's coming in. So it's the fool's journey that we're on. We're on this new adventure and this new space. And yeah, if you are in hangman position, it's to trust what you're feeling at this time, to contemplate, to look at all your choices, many choices coming in, many opportunities and timelines for you to explore. So, just look at all the different opportunities and new pathways that are being shown to you, new people that are coming to your life. They have come to take you to a new space, to trust why they are here in your life. There's a reason for it, to trust it, because it's going to lead you to, something very beautiful if you feel that. So again, trust your intuition, new guidance coming in from source, new movement and travel, a lot coming in, a lot of guidance. Just to trust your intuition at this time. You're letting go of the devil energies as well, the limiting beliefs, the poverty consciousness, the imbalanced relationships, the codependency, the dependency, the heartbreak, the imbalance you have to let go of, the obsessions and all of that to come back into your sovereignty and your freedom and flow. Stepping into leaving spaces that no longer serve you, where you are not cared for, where you're not supported, where your energy investment is not appreciated, where you're being deceived, bullied, controlled, manipulated, all of that, where it's not serving your soul and your growth. You're now moving into new spaces and you're leaving that space. And you do that. We do that during eclipses so that you can come back into your heart and express your heart and soul from a place of love and joy and passion and freedom and flow and balance, connecting with your feminine energy and who you are within, your authenticity and your true self and unconditional love. So those were the cards and those were the messages. And I really feel, I know many are going through this confusing time. So this message is for you. I felt it was really important, and I hope that it gives you some reassurance to trust what you're feeling at this time and to take one step at a time. Don't think too far ahead because it can be really overwhelming. Just take that first step and the next step will be shown to you. Okay. All right, everyone. I hope you're doing well. All the best through the eclipses. Just breathe through them. And if things are leaving your life at this time, it's all happening for you, always happening for you, because there's somewhere else you're meant to be. And there are new souls that you're meant to meet. And it's setting you off towards freedom, joy, alignment, and where you can express your next level. Yeah, where you can express your next level and your highest expression of your soul and your highest joy. So allow it to come in. Yeah, you've outgrown the little pool and the pond, and you're moving into the big pond. So think of that as a metaphor for what we're going through. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. You can connect with me again on Instagram. I'm putting posts up there daily. I'm also on TikTok. And if you want to join our Egypt retreat, we are heading out on the 1st of November, 1st of December. So that is calling to you. We're going to activate some very deep memories of ancient Egypt and Atlantis, and it's going to be profound. So join us for that if it's calling you. So I send you my love. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. And I hope this recorded okay. So I think it has, and I think the signal was okay. So, okay, I'm going to do a Divine Union update as well, and I'll bring that to you shortly. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.